I want to ask you this, like, I recently watched your movie Darlings also, like you dawned in that also, and the roles you have in playing are very different. But one thing that I really want to ask is that recently you also requested the filmmakers to not provide you the role of the mother in a particular movie or a series. From where did it come?
Well, I didn't say I don't want to be offered roles as a mother. I am a mother and proudly so. But my kids aren't 30 and 40. Also, when, all the characters I've played are mothers. But they're also individual, complete people.
Yes.
See, unfortunately, even in our society and even in cinema, a lot of times when there was a character offered to you, you'd be recognized by the relationship you have with the primary cast or with the primary stars or actors, the hero and the heroine. And I would be like, okay, she's a mother, but what? I mean, aur bhi to kuch hoga na? So it's just like, don't come to me with something like this because I will not be able to do justice to it, and I just think it's not fair. So give me something to really chew on, like churn me inside out, and I'm like, yes. And I mean, being a mother, I mean, I love the fact that I'm a mom, and it's a very challenging job, trust me. But give me more with it, na? It's not just you recognize this one act or a character by who is she? She's a mother, huh? What does that even make? How does that even make sense?
But let me tell you, I loved you in Dil Dhadakne Do, the role of mother you played. I mean,
but it's again not just a mother.
Yes.
There is so much to her.
Yes.
You know, you can make out her past, present, you can make out her journey. You can make out what kind of a person she was and where she's gone now with everything, with her relationships.
Yes.
So it's not just about, like, that whole perspective, I think it's just, kind of squeezing a much larger picture into a very small hole, which is not necessary.
But also in this season, you are also from Delhi, if I'm not wrong. But when this second incident which was picked up for this season, were there moments when you could relate to it, or were there some of the memories which came as a flashback to you? Or is there any sort of personal connection to this incident also?
I remember that time when these crimes were happening. I was a student of National School of Drama.
Okay.
तो मुझे याद है, तो उस तरह से वो एक जो उसका जो डर था, जो उसका एक पैरानोया क्रिएट हुआ था, that I remembered. तो वो I could identify definitely with that. और हालांकि वो मतलब क्योंकि मैं पुलिस ऑफिसर हूँ, तो वो तो obviously उसके अंदर तो नहीं होगा, but I could relate to that.
But also gladly season 1 also bagged Emmy Award, and it truly deserved it. But also, Tanuj, I want to ask that often there are comparisons which are being drawn between the Indian continent and to what that is produced in the Western world. Do you think that comparison is acceptable? And I mean, what is your view on that?
I mean, I think Indian content is the best in the world. There's no comparison for me. I think not only content, it's just what you can shoot out here. You have the best actors I've ever worked with are here. The things you can shoot, the way you can shoot, the way my teams organize here, the access we have, the locations we have. Beyond just the movies, the production here is so excellent. And I can only see nothing but growth in the next 10, 15 years. Going forward, this country is a superpower when it comes to media and movies and film, and I watch a lot of Western content these days, and I'm just like, I fall asleep for 5 minutes into it, to be honest with you. Very bland. Do you want me to go? I keep degenerating on this topic and say things that'll get me probably fired from both East and West. I'll never work again, but I won't do that.
Well seen. Wow.
Well, that was a mind-boggling answer, I would say, to the question.
We're here to boggle your mind.
Yes, but also, Rasika, when we speak about, a diverse range of roles, your role in Mirzapur and to what you are portraying the role in this season is like north and south. And it was lovely in Mirzapur to what you created on screen. Here, when you started, you also, what kind of preparations you had to go through? Like, did you also have to go some extra miles to bring that different texture on screen for the audience?
So when we started preparation for season 1, I wanted to be introduced to a police officer who was in the same rank as Neeti Singh was in season 1, which is a trainee officer. Because police people are so particular, like Shefali also said about protocol,
Yes.
that I didn't want to mess up on that account at all. I didn't want कि कोई police officer जब ये show देखे वो बोले कि यार ये गलत किया. I wanted कि सब सही होना चाहिए. So I wanted to be introduced to somebody in that rank. So I met this lovely girl and I shadowed her for a couple of days. And funnily and interestingly enough, I called her up again when we started work on season 2, and she was coincidentally promoted to the same rank as Neeti Singh is in season 2. So Neeti Singh is ACP, and she was also ACP. So I went to meet her, and I spent about 4-5 days in her office as a fly on the wall, just to observe, because I feel like that's a that's an interesting way to prepare for a role. And it's absolutely fascinating what happens in a police station. It's, I think I had life experiences worth 5 years in those 5 days, because people just come to the police station with such degrees of urgency and just so many degrees of intensity. Like on a given day, a police officer is dealing with a spat between two neighbors and also doing a murder interrogation and so many other things in between. So it's I did not have much previous experience into the life of a police officer. Like Rajesh and Gopal used to tell me that they had still had some experiences, but this was new to me, so I thought it was it would be nice to familiarize myself with that world.
But how was this experience for you also? Because we, all of us, have a preconceived notion about how the police station, how the police works. But when you entered and, you know, stepped into the shoes, and also when you personally met DCP Vartika Chaturvedi, were there some kind of layers which you actually, you know, came in terms with, and some facts with which you were not aware with previously? Were there some kind of revelations for you when you acted for this character?
Well, there are revelations which I can't reveal, which were very interesting insights that Chaya ma'am gave me. Very, very interesting insights. And they stay with me. They stayed with me then, and they get carried forward. You know, also like a simple thing of when I'm giving instructions. Now, for me, it's like, okay, I got this stuff, this is so much information. But I remember when, for a cop, it's second nature. It's a no-brainer. So what took me 100 years to learn, it just comes like cut, 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 cut. You know, that scene in 1.
Yes.
Or a lot of scenes in 2, where she's talking about the CCTV, she's talking about forensics, she's talking about, she knows it. And it's not rocket science. You know, which was which was told to me that it's not rocket. Aisa lagta hai, oh my God, kitna amazing. But they're doing their job. And that is Vartika's belief. She believes that she's just doing her job. She's not doing something extraordinary to get a medal. And I think that is where her honesty, her being real and raw lies. You know, it's not about carrying pride on your shoulder. It's saying, this is my job, I'm going to do it right. And when you do it right, you feel a little more, you feel, acha theek hai, you know, the reason I got into this, it's been worth it. If I can solve one crime, if I can solve one situation. So it's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't see it that way. A lot of stuff. And like I said, I can't tell you everything.
And it is added to the perception, of course.
See, also you can't generalize them, na? Every cop is different.
Yes.
Like there would be 10 reporters and all of them would be different.
Yes.
Right? So the same goes for cops. But there are a lot of traits that, like, I mean, technical information. You know, just technical information which makes a lot of sense. And it may seem like technical information, but it also shows their attitude towards a lot of things. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure it added, and you guys had, I'm sure you guys had a blast at these sets as well, and we cannot wait, of course, for the season 2 to come and for the entire team to reveal and solve the next mystery, which is of course going to be witnessed on only Netflix soon. Well, thank you so much for coming to Times Now and speaking
Thank
to
you.
us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.